Hello.
Hello.
Right, Helen.
Yeah.
I want to hear about WalkToSee. What's this exciting stuff?
Okay, so WalkToSee is a hashtag that I launched on Instagram, it turns out, in 2018.
What?
It took me a good hour of looking through things, trying to work out when I launched it. 2018.
That's 7 years ago.
7 years worth of drawings on Instagram. 120,000 contributions so far.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That's mad.
So I started WalkToSee to celebrate drawings made from life in a sketchbook. And at the time, I remember looking at all the drawing hashtags and seeing loads of drawings of cities. You know, like the city, what are they called? Some of the urban sketches and things. They're full of brilliant drawings, but they're all cities. And I wanted to see what people were doing indoors, the domestic stuff, like the everyday stuff. Like when you go on your walk, what do you see on your walk? What might you draw on your walk? So I started it off. That's why it's called WalkToSee, because it started off as let's draw what we see on our daily walks. Like at the time I was dropping my daughter off at little school and doing drawings on that little walk to school and back every day. But then it felt too restrictive, and WalkToSee has just become a big celebration of everything drawn in a sketchbook. And that went swimmingly for a few years. Every weekend I would choose all of my favourite WalkToSee sketches from Instagram, share them on my stories. People would go and find each other, and it built up this amazing community of everybody chatting about sketchbooks. But then maybe a year, 2 years ago, Instagram stopped showing the hashtags in date order. So if I click on WalkToSee now, I'll get stuff from a couple of years ago and from today, and just jumps about all over the place. So I couldn't share them on my feed on a weekend anymore.
That's why it stopped.
So disappointing, so annoying. If I did, it would just have to be a random selection from any date going back to 2018. So for a little while, I just stopped sharing completely. And then, was it you, Tanya, or was it my niece, Holly? One of you said, Helen, why don't you relaunch WalkToSee? And then I was thinking about it and thought, if every month it was a slightly different hashtag, like WalkToSee on the move, WalkToSee black and white line or whatever, then every month all I've got is the work of that month, and then I can share it and celebrate what's been done recently. So that solved the whole problem. So now, last month was the first month I started the new prompts. So every month, beginning at the first of every month, I'll launch a new prompt. This month, October, is WalkToSeeWeather, because we're going to get some good skies in the autumn, aren't we?
Yes.
Lots of weather in October.
Lots of weather. Yeah.
Perfect. And that makes it really easy to draw, whether you're in a city or in the countryside, or whether you're stuck at home looking at it out the window.
Weather.
Draw the rain falling down your window, whatever, however you interpret it.
And will it be a whole month?
Yeah.
So we've got a month.
Each one is a month. And then I'm not expecting everybody to draw every day, because there's no way I would manage that. You can interpret it any way you want. You can draw once, you can draw every day, whatever you like.
And will you look every weekend? When are you going to post?
Yeah, I'm actually so excited about it that I'm also looking during the week. I'm looking at it all the time because it's really exciting. Yeah, there's loads of good stuff on there. So share it whenever you want, and you just use the hashtag this month is WalkToSeeWeather.
Did you say you were trying to work on sketchbooks, small sketchbooks?
Well, yeah. So last month, WalkToSee on the move, I thought, brilliant. I'll get my little sketchbook out. Every time that I go out, I'm going to go and sit in a cafe or something and draw in my little sketchbook. Turns out I am so out of practice in a little sketchbook. I'm so at home in a massive sketchbook, like an A3 one that folds out to A2. I love that size, and I like putting it on the ground, putting my paints and things around me, taking up loads of space with it, setting myself in for the afternoon and just filling up a big sketchbook. But I used to be able to draw in a little sketchbook. Somehow that skill has gone. I don't know why.
Even at Art Club, you have massive paper as well.
I always choose big paper. I just really like it.
Freedom.
But, yeah.
But I wonder what it is technically in the brain, whether scaling down hand-eye coordination and the physical space, or is it that a small sketchbook means you've got to bet your entire drawing on one thing? You can't really draw a scene in a small sketchbook. You can draw things.
I've been so my sketchbook is about A5, half an A4 sheet,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I open it out, it's 2 sheets of A5 landscape.
Oh, that's quite big.
So it is actually, there's quite a bit of space in there. But for some reason, I just can't get that knack. And when I'm in a cafe or something, I'm looking at the whole cafe, the ceiling, all the stuff behind. And I have to, if somebody sat near me, I feel like I'm having to shrink them down too small. As I've gone every week and I've been doing it for 4 weeks, and the drawings are getting gradually better. And I will share that. I'm going to share them all to show the progress, like how disappointing and how frustrating it was at the beginning. Like, how can I be running this hashtag when this is my drawing? You've got to see them. They're so bad. But every time I'm doing it, they're getting slightly better. Yeah, stick with it.
I'm excited to see these drawings.
They're bad. Is it because, what are you using to draw with? Is it the thing you're drawing with, or is it the picture in your head?
I think it might have been the things I was drawing with. I was just taking a pointy implement, like a pen or a pencil, because it's a small sketchbook.
Yeah.
And my breakthrough last week was when I decided to take paint sticks and Sharpies, because the Sharpies will draw over the paint sticks. So my paint sticks will fill in like a huge area in the background, and the sun coming through the window, and shadows, and I really like all that stuff. So that has really helped. I think I was taking the wrong materials.
Maybe it's because we always talk about this. What is the best kit to take out when you're sketching? And I'm going to try and put this kit together, because I think a thin black line, one of those brushes that you fill yourself with like a little bit of sludgy grey. Yeah, you could fill it with tea or just watered down ink.
And toilet roll, because you need to dry that quickly.
And you can get a texture with your
But I take
roll.
all of that sort of stuff when I go out and draw in my big sketchbook. I'm not frightened of taking wet materials with me. But on a tiny sketchbook in the corner of a cafe or on a train, I thought dry materials are easier, aren't they?
Is it because they're uninspiring? Because I can't draw with just drawing things anymore.
But why did I used to be able? So I used to be able to, but I think I'm out of practice. I used to take a tiny A6 sketchbook on a train and easily draw just with a biro and have nice drawings.
I couldn't do that now. A biro and a sketchbook.
Yeah.
I'd be really uninspired. I don't know why I couldn't.
A6 and a biro was like my nanny sketchbook, because you could put it in a pocket.
Yeah.
And just whip it out and be like,
Yeah,
doing a
that's
tiny
what I
drawing
used
and
to
then
do.
put it away.
Also, I like the rebellious of a biro, because it's rubbish, isn't it? And it smells, got that biro smell. And I really like that. Like, it's hardcore bad, isn't it? And I really like, that inspires me. Hardcore bad material.
It's a trigger for Helen.
I really like that.
These are not for drawing.
I do not want Winsor & Newton selling me something. I want a biro free from the hotel.
I bet you like lined paper to draw on as well, don't you?
Yeah, an old exercise book. Yeah, I like that. I think I'm just out of practice.
Don't you?
It's a skill,
feel like
and
you
you've got
that blobby thing though to begin with. I like to have the blobby mess on the page to mess it up and to give you some guidance. Like, you like the blobby drawings,
Love
don't
a
you,
good
Katie?
blob. I was just thinking about that, like blobbing the shapes in and the colours. And it stops your brain doing that thing where it thinks it knows what size stuff is.
And then you find you're drawing off the edge of the paper because you got it wrong and it's much bigger than your brain thought. Yeah, I think the materials really, you've got to get the ones that you're happy with. And because of Art Club, you've used so many amazing materials.
When you think of Art Club, I always draw quite big as well, don't I?
Yeah.
Massive.
My natural habitat now is a big sketchbook, I think.
And the biggest...
I hadn't noticed until I tried to shrink it, and
Well, along with the biggest stick of charcoal I have ever seen.
That stick of charcoal at Art Club, wasn't that amazing?
It's like a can of Coke made of charcoal.
I did not know this was in our house. How Jerry has kept this from me. He said he's had it ages, years. And he just walked into the kitchen casually and put it on the table. I was like, what the heck? It was so good to draw with.
Jerry's had 5 years to blow your mind with his secret fat charcoal.
Well, that Friday night was the time.
How big is it? How can we describe how big it is?
It's like if you think of a can of hairspray.
Yes.
That sort of size, I thought.
Yeah, it is.
You should take that to the cafe one day with your A5 sketchbook.
Maybe I should just take a massive sketchbook in the cafe, because I'm not frightened of people seeing me. So why am I taking a tiny...
look at you? Do they?
No, I've never noticed that. People especially if it's in a city, people are too busy, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've never had anybody...
That's something people say a lot to us inside.
Exactly.
Actually, everywhere online, I feel like people are like, I'm so shy about drawing in public. People are going to see me. But I don't think I've ever... Maybe I'm a show-off secretly, because I don't really...
I don't really mind. There are times I think when I really want to get on with this and I could do without anybody speaking to me. But then I have my rude body language that defends me. Invisible body language where you just hunch your shoulders over and look really unfriendly.
You growl if they get near.
Yeah. Or put my earphones in even if there's nothing playing, because then people think you're in your own world and you're not going to answer anyway.
Yeah, if you've got a big set of proper headphones.
Padded.
Yeah, no one's going to...
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
It's better than making that high-vis jacket that says go away, because I was thinking about that.
I am an idiot. Do not talk to me. You'll regret talking to me.
Yeah, you've got to put these sketches up now. Everyone's going to want to see the bad drawings.
I'm going to share them. They're really, really, really bad, and it might give people who are really rusty some hope. But it'll only give them hope if I get better, so I need to stick at it.
Yeah, you need to finish this journey before you share it.
Or just admit I am no longer any good in a little sketchbook and start taking a massive one into a cafe.
This just might be your massive sketchbook season.
I think it might be, yeah.
The trials of this. Finding the right sketchbook is... Yeah, it's a real trial, isn't it? What do you need for that day? Also, what sketchbooks, when you go on holiday, they weigh so much. You can't squeeze 3 different types, like the thin paper, the painting paper, the landscape format, the bigger vertical format, and a mini sketchbook. You've already exceeded Ryanair's baggage allowance by that time.
And even for a day out, if they don't fit in your tote bag,
Yeah.
it's hard.
And because I love a massive sketchbook, it's not handy carrying that around with me everywhere, is it?
Yeah, and you spend the whole day out thinking, I didn't use anything. I just used a tiny sketchbook with my biro.
The really nice thing on WalkToSee is people draw the most inconsequential things. I really love that. Just ordinary bits of the day, like the family sitting around the table or watching TV or drawing what's on the telly. Some people, though, naughty people, try and pretend it's drawn from life. But you can tell, can't you? If something's drawn from a photo, it's too rendered, and you can definitely tell. So when I'm sharing on my stories, I am a bit the WalkToSee police. I am.
You're not going to make exhibitions of people, are you?
I am.
This was drawn from a photo. And
Don't test her, Tanya. She will. Make an example.
They've got all the time in the world, haven't they? And you can see.
Yeah.
It's too comfortable. You need to see that panic in a drawing where the weather's moving too fast.
The panic in a drawing really does something, doesn't it? There's something about, well, like at Art Club when we set the timer, there's something about a bit of panic that stops. It like gets between you and your head. And I think sometimes escaping yourself in a drawing is really handy, isn't it? Anything that makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, stops you overthinking. Like often when I go, do you know what? I might have just thought why these drawings are no good. Because when I go drawing from life with my massive sketchbook, because it's big, I plan a few hours out. And I'm so excited when I get there and I draw and all the drawings are rubbish. And then I give up and then they get good because I know I'm there for hours. And I'm like, I can't go home yet. I'd planned the whole afternoon. All the drawings rubbish. It's a write-off. I'll just do any old rubbish now. And then they get good. Whereas in a cafe, I've only got the length of my cup of tea. This might be it. Yeah. I think this might be it.
Or you need to give up exasperated.
I either have to give up before I get in there or sit there longer.
Building in failure.
That might
time.
be what
Also,
it is.
20 minutes. You're not really going to get
It's not
into
long
the zone.
enough, is it, to get in the zone?
You need 36 minutes, I think.
That's what Art
Exactly.
Club. Yeah, 36 minutes into Art Club, we always go quiet, don't we? And we start concentrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's when the zone descends upon you both.
And don't put a timer on, because if you're alerted at the 36-minute mode, that'll snap you out.
Oh my goodness, it's so complicated.
This is making me want to draw more, so hopefully if you're listening to this you can join in with WalkToSee.
Yeah, be really nice to see all the winter skies, autumn skies, weather. WalkToSeeWeather.
Yeah, if you've been looking for a reason to get to do some drawing, this is it. I really fancy doing some play drawing this autumn.
Hey.
We were talking about autumn new starts, weren't we? And what you want to do with your work or with your creativity generally. It doesn't have to be work. I mean, if you've got enough time, if you've got enough of a gap between your work, what would you do that makes you feel revived and more creative?
It's always nice to do something that feels sneaky and nothing to do with your other creative work, isn't it?
Naughty. Like,
yeah, yeah. So Pi is getting her folio together to apply to art school. And so I said, let's do some lino cutting one night. Let's do a bit of lino cutting when you get in from school. And usually I'm not mad about printmaking. I find the process so long And then if the results are rubbish, I feel really disappointed it took me that long. I'm quite an instant. I want an instant, what's the word? Instant gratification. Yeah. But yeah, this time, I'm absolutely loving it. It's so nice. We sit at the kitchen table chatting while we're chiseling out the lino. It's been really nice.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
I've been peeking at it on stories.
Yeah.
I had a look. I thought, how have you got the patience?
I think it's because Pi's just chatting with me, and she's a teenager and she's been to some good parties with good gossip. And that's been so exciting hearing all the gossip. And yeah.
Is it monoprint when you like splat the paint or the ink on the page, put the paper on top and then draw on the back of the paper?
Yeah, that's nice, instant.
I used to love that kind of painting because it's drawing basically, isn't it?
That reminds me of carbon paper.
Yeah.
Carbon paper is so lovely, isn't it? For doing a drawing and having your carbon paper between your drawing and the next sheet of paper. Yeah. And whatever your drawing is, even if it looks bad on the top piece, the piece of carbon paper turns it into something really interesting, doesn't it?
Like little mottled texturey bits as well.
It wasn't that how Andy Warhol did his drawing?
Is that right?
Yeah, that's how he got that. Maybe someone's going to call in and say, no, actually it's not. It's a special fountain pen that went a bit scrunchy. Perhaps I've got this wrong, but someone said it was through carbon paper. Can you still get carbon paper?
Well, Greaves down the road in Berwick, yes. And he sells one sheet at a time for something like 2p, because I've heard somebody come in and ask. And he went round the back and took out one sheet of carbon paper and sold it for a couple of p's.
So that's where the bingo dabbers came from.
Yes.
Really, Mr. Greaves is not benefiting from the trends that have been created through Art Club with bingo dabbers and possibly now carbon paper. If you want one, we'll make up a special Greaves Berwick edition carbon paper and sell it in packs.
That's reminded me of a quote I saw, and it's about like dilly-dallying and enjoying yourself on purpose. And it was, I can't remember who said the quote or who it was about or anything useful, but there was a man needed an envelope and his wife was like, oh, you're really rich, why don't you just buy like a big pack of envelopes online? And he was like, no, I want to go to the shop and buy one envelope because I will tell a lady that her baby looks nice and I will stroke a dog and I will go into the shop. And I was like, that's the kind of autumn feeling.
Yeah. Real vibes.
Yeah. Visitor stationers.
Buy one slice of carbon paper.
I've just moved into my studio in the barracks, and it looks a bit techy, like there's lots of computer screens and printers and ring lights, but I'm like, that is all going to be put aside next week, and I'll get that big wad of paper out and all the paints and all the colour, and I'm putting off starting the colour course because I can't work out how to begin. So I thought if I just play with colour and do the things that I like, I'm thinking it will magically become the colour course.
Can we come and see your studio, please?
Yeah, we haven't had a visit yet. We're waiting for an invite.
Okay, well then you're invited. I'm going to go there this afternoon. I'll be there all this week. And it's really nice because there's 4 other people in the studios with me. One is a filmmaker, Catherine. The woman on the other side is a forager and kind of plants person, Jo, who makes pigment from plants and is a general all-round creative person. And then we've got someone who's a horticulturalist and a land art performance artist.
Wow.
Who else is in there? It's a really interesting mix of people. So I can go and ask Catherine next door, is this the best way to film the colour course? And so all this interaction is happening. Jo came round and said, can I ask you about paper? Why is this rag paper all kind of buckling up when I put lots of watercolour on it? All those things that just don't happen in real life anymore. Having someone nearby to have a chat with about things.
That does not happen in my studio because I'm in a very corporate, businessy, officey place.
I heard you introduce yourself to the neighbour the other day.
Oh, yeah.
In the corridor.
How did I introduce? I don't even know what I said. I think it was just, they do environmental consultancy.
Yeah,
It's nearly cool.
Yeah.
I just draw pictures live.
Yeah.
They get it.
That's what you did. You said something like that, very, very short and sweet, and then said, nice to meet you, bye. Yeah. And I thought that was very well done. Yeah.
I don't want them to be like, oh, God, it's my neighbour. Just going to talk my ear off.
What are you doing for autumn, Katie? What's your autumn
So far,
creativity?
lots of apples, because it's been apple-centric. We've had many, many, many apple crumbles, and our freezer's full of chopped up apples, and I've just ordered an apple press. So it's really exciting, though.
I've been doing a bit of juicing as well, but my poor little juicer, your Cameron asked if I could juice 2 trees worth. I was like, no, the engine would burn out on that.
I was like, Tanya's machine is a precious, delicate instrument.
Yeah.
No, I got one of those wooden barrels where you like just chop the apples and then smoosh them in and then it goes through a net. And I've even ordered some vitamin C powder to stop it going brown.
Oh.
I've just done the classic thing of becoming obsessed with something.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I feel like this is an investment in my future of having apples every year.
Are you going to make cider? Can we have a good ship cider club?
I don't like cider.
You don't?
Taste of wee. Taste of what I might think wee might taste like. Yeah. But
I just sat down and nearly, talking of alcohol, took a swig of one of Tanya's bottles behind me.
Why are they in tiny bottles, Tanya?
Because Graham works at a whisky distillery called aaand in Wooler, and sometimes they develop a new product, so he just brings back...
Are these little samples?
Yeah,
then?
the little samples.
Oh,
that
are they?
is basically Bailey's, but it's the aaand version.
It's in a teeny little bottle, like that you would get a tiny, like a perfume bottle, a tiny
Bailey's.
one. Yeah. Doesn't it smell good?
Have a smell. I held it up to the microphone. Can you smell that?
The other day we had friends over and Graham had gone to bed and we were finishing off the aaand whiskey. I said, I'll open this bottle because it's sat here. It turned out the next morning that it was a special edition of whiskey that had his birth date number on it, and it was a higher volume of alcohol, which is why it tasted like Chivas Regal. It was beautiful. And we had laid waste to a third of this whiskey.
I am so glad that I just didn't take the top off that and swig it, because Graham could have been very cross.
I was of all the things to pick, and he did agree that he shouldn't have left it out there. He should have hidden it away if it was that important.
It's his fault. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.